Won't you bring it closer to me? Yeah. See, carry me, go. Sweet night in Accra, oh yeah. Aquele say she go drop for get biscuit tonight. The border nights away for blue bow. Order the Uber, make it carry we go. The night young, so don't rush the fight.
Let me take you on a journey, man. From Accra to Okap. We gonna look back at this and be shocked at how far we already was. See you back à songer. Boy.
Welcome, everyone. This is Nichelle Anderson, and I'm your host for my podcast show. I have a wonderful guest here today to talk about his album, his new album. I'm so excited, and I'm so honored that I'm going to claim it. I'm the first one to go through his songs. I'm going to claim that I'm going to claim it, y'all. You got to deal with it. I am just so excited, and he's going to take the time. I wanted to go through all of his songs. He did 12 songs for this album. It released the end of February. Is that correct?
Yes, leap year, February 29th.
Yeah, see? You know your numbers in your astrology. So here we are talking about it. Could you go ahead and give us the title of your album? I want you to, if you don't mind you saying it.
Yes, the title is Accra to Okap.
Ooh, and you came in real clear on that one. I love it. And you was just talking right before we started. And before we get into, let me go ahead and say my prayer. In this name and day, I give praise to God. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for the insight and for me to be able to connect with creative, very talented artists as my guest today and all my other guests and going forward. In your name, I give you praise. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So we're going to move forward and we're going to talk about this beautiful album. Y'all, I'm going to have a confession is that I don't really listen to the radio much, very much, if not hardly at all. I know I'm releasing my own music. I'm just very sensitive over the last decade or so. So I'm very particular when I do listen to music, particularly an album, because to me, an album back in the day, people that know, it's kind of like, you get very intimate with the album. Intimate means that they become your friend, your family, you connect with them because they're singing and music is powerful. It stirs up the soul and the mind. So I'm very particular as a sensitive spiritual person. And I have to say, when I finally got time to really sit down and focus and listen to his album, oh my gosh, I love it. And I'm not just saying it because he's sitting there. I would just go out and we just talk about it. But actually, I love it. I mean, it's very soothing. It's a lot of positive energy. And most time we'll like jam to the beat and get caught up in the beat. And that's good, and I do that. But a real person that understands music, particularly if it's lyrics, you listen to the words of what the person is saying, what the message is. And oh my goodness, we're going to talk about each one. We're going to go through it. We got some snippets. I'm so honored that he sent over snippets of his music. Wow, what a blessing that is. Go through it so you can hear it. I highly recommend you check this album out. And if you go back to his first interview on my podcast show, everybody, I know it's a long introduction, but it's a lot to process here. I mean, he has created this. This is not your first album, right, Joshua? It's like your second or third. Can you hear me? Joshua, are you
sure.
there? Go
Yes,
ahead.
I can hear you. Can you
Oh,
hear
okay.
me?
Ooh, yes, even you more better. The audio is
Oh,
even more
sorry.
better now. Yes.
This is my second
Oh.
album. I also have done an EP. So 2 albums, 1 EP. This is the second full album.
My goodness gracious, I love it. Go ahead and talk up. If you can name your other two, the EP and your album before
Mhm.
this one. Can you say that if you don't mind?
Yeah, so my first album is called Playback. That I
Mm,
released in 2021, and
okay.
then I released my EP Blurred in 2022.
So you got Playback, and that was released in 2021, and then the other one was what? What was the other one?
It's called Blurred, as in like blurred lines, and
Yeah.
that was in 2022, I believe.
Oh, okay. I put that right there in chat. Amazing. Did you get the part where I was just getting my introduction to talk about your music? Did you get to
Oh,
hear
yeah,
all
I heard
that?
everything. I heard
Oh,
everything.
perfect,
Yeah, I think
perfect,
it's just my
perfect.
audio
Oh,
that went
but now
out.
it's good. Your audio's coming in real
Okay.
good. Keep it. Let's like that. I want to
All
say before we get into it, I still got some more goodies to say about your album. Like I said, I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm very sensitive to music. music
Mm,
is very spiritual. It's got a lot of
mhm.
power, spiritual playing. And I would have to say when I listen to his music, all of it, even the ones that you was talking, talking that love groove and everything, how you use your words, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm very sensitive. Like, you don't really have to go that graphic. I mean, I'm pretty much if you're a certain age, you know what I mean? And how you did
Yeah.
it was so hip and clean that a
Mm.
person like me, and I know others as well, can listen to it and remember it back in the day. That's what they used to do, not like have it been. So anyway, I just love everything. We're going to get into this because we got some questions I want to ask you, and I want to play his music. Okay, so let's get into this. So the first thing, what made you come up with the whole compilation of the title of your album that you picked out one of the songs you could share that's going to be the title.
So basically, I was in I I guess it started. I did a semester abroad in Ghana. So
Mm,
I did 4 months there at the University of Ghana, and
mm,
that was in 2019 actually, and that really put me
oh,
on to Afrobeat music. I had
mm,
liked it before, but I wasn't super like I
yeah.
didn't realize everything that was going on. It hadn't really hit my soul yet. But when I was there and I kind of felt it in the motherland, it really
Mhm,
influenced me, and I really took a lot from it, especially coming from Haitian roots. So obviously,
right,
there's similarities between the Haitian Caribbean rhythms and the Afrobeat
right,
rhythm, although they're
right,
distinct. So
right.
as I started to make um, Afrobeat songs, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to kind of have a fusion of Afrobeat songs like I was inspired from in Ghana, and bring in my my Haitian roots and have some Haitian Caribbean inspired songs. So that's kind of what
Mm,
inspired the title Accra to Okap. Accra is the capital of Ghana, and Okap is the nickname for the city that I'm from, that my family's from in Haiti, called Cape Haitian or Cap Haitien.
mm. And I love in your whole album, you travel a lot because you talk about a whole bunch of different places. I can't wait till we get to talk to the. I really love that song, Argentina. But this one right here, is it Okap? Did I say that
Accra
right?
to
I'm
Okap.
sorry.
Yeah,
You say
exactly.
it better than me. I'm here to Southern here in the United States, but this playing now, Aqua to Okap. I'm gonna say it my own Southern way. I'm sorry. OKAP.
No worries.
So that's playing in the background now. I love that song. It's very just like when your album, we're gonna get into that before we started recording
Mm,
this session, y'all. And I knew the album meant something. It had a message in
mm,
there because album covers are very, very particular. And
mm.
anyway, but this song here, which is basically the title of your whole album,
Yes.
it's just so much. It's like, I don't know, we might have to do a part two interview to get into your whole album, but I want to be able to cover the whole 12 songs. But this one right here, Aqua to Aqua, I'm saying it differently. I'm so sorry. But
No
it
worries.
has so many beats. And that's what I was saying earlier. Is like, anybody go back to your first interview on my show back on November the 22nd. That was the week right before Thanksgiving, and he had his interview, y'all. I really encourage you to go back to that because everything he said about the way he does his music, what he looks for, what he was planning to, what have you, is in this album. So you definitely a truth taker, a truth seeker, a truth sayer, whatever how you say it. You know what I mean? And I love that.
Yes,
So yes, go back
appreciate
to that
that.
first interview and listen to what he's saying because when you go back and listen to his old album, it's like that. And oh
Mm,
my gosh, this song right here is so many instruments. You're rapping, you're singing too, and that's added on to it. And it's just like, and you had like, I did you have like a guest on this one, or was it the other one, Aqua Nights?
that
Like
was
a
Accra
guest.
Nights.
Oh, okay. You doing so many different vocals on Aqua Talk
Yeah,
Play. It's like it's hard to keep up. So, but I love it because it's like it gives you something different. It's like going to a
yeah.
restaurant, you're not eating the same thing, right?
Yes,
How long did it take
exactly.
you to produce that one? The cover song. If you had
Um,
to, not long,
Honestly,
like
that was the
that.
last one I did. Can you hear
What?
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah,
you.
that was the last one I did. I really wanted to set up a good intro for to set people up for the journey that was the album. You know what I mean?
The
Um,
journey. Oh,
and
you did say that.
I think once
Like the
I
head.
really got the idea, it happens pretty fast. I mean, producing the song and coming up with the lyrics, that all happens pretty fast, to be honest. That was maybe a day or two, but like perfecting it, um, and like I would redo certain lines, or I'd go back and redo that last rap with on different days just to see if my voice was a bit different that day and it was hitting a little bit of a different
Right.
note. Um, so
You are artist,
the whole
Josh.
idea was fleshed out very quickly, but as far as
Yeah.
perfecting it, that took a while.
That took a while to.
Maybe
It's almost
maybe
like you're a
like
sculptor. Like you, what you
yes,
call that?
exactly,
Artist is sculpting it, and you're like, I'm gonna do that, but the next step I'm gonna see what brings me to
exactly.
carve out something else because your voice changes. But I mean, the way you know is you in a way, like
Mm,
I don't think it's a vocal. It's like it's someone else, but it comes like, oh, hey, that's him. You kind of have that same. It's like a weave, a thread that you thread
mm,
in your identity, but you was changing it. It's like right
definitely,
now I hear
definitely.
that different song. Yes, go ahead.
And I think
Look at that. Ooh,
that's
those
part of
beats,
the
the
that's part of the
sound,
journey I want to take
instruments.
people on. You know, there's different sides
Right.
of me. There's different sides of music. Afro
Yes.
music, Caribbean music. There's different sides to this whole thing. There's different languages. So I kind of wanted
Right.
a different dimension of my personality and of the journey to be all present on this first song.
You like a chef too. You know that video you showed me for your TikTok
Oh yeah,
page, and I make sure
yeah.
I provide all his socials for y'all. But he make it real easy. His first name, just put that in there. You'll find. When you was cooking, that's what your album is to me. Because because usually, and when you listen to a song, it repeats the rhythm. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, the pattern. You don't do that. You come in. It's almost like a show
Mm,
from beginning to end. Particularly, what when we listen to the cover song, is like, oh my gosh, I heard those different beats and different sounds. You wouldn't even think they even have that in there, but it comes out of nowhere. But it's so good. That's like when you eating something, and in that TikTok video you like cooking. That's exactly how you do your music. And right now we listen to this one. This is called "I Like It." I think this is it's almost romantic hip hop. Not, I want to say just hip hop, but it's just got like, it's got definitely different beats. What made you come up with this one? I like it.
This one was actually with a producer friend of mine who produced the
Okay.
instrumental. And
Mm,
I love producing my own songs, but I also love working with other producers. It brings out again another
right,
dimension that maybe I wouldn't
right,
have gotten to on my own. So shout
right.
out to Rayhan and India
Ooh,
for
ooh,
producing this one. We actually started it a
oh,
long time ago, and I was
oh,
originally featured on it with another artist, but I asked
oh,
Rayhan permission to do the whole song, a remix, so a version with
yeah.
just me, my album, and he was all
Oh,
for it.
oh,
Um,
that's nice. Yeah.
so
I
yeah,
love it.
I just kind of let the instrumental speak to me,
Mm,
and those are the lyrics that
right.
came out. Those are the vibes that I felt.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Just like the song. I like how you can you can rap and then come out
Mm,
of your rap and then you can sing, almost like really taking a breath to do it. It's almost,
mm,
I mean, I know that because like you saying, production of it, you can start one day and start another, but how you merged and how you finally did the final mix is very
mhm.
smooth. It doesn't, you know what I mean? You can, like you
Thank you.
saying, it's a
Yes.
journey. It's a journey. You can close your eyes and you was like, wow. It's like, it's almost seeing fireworks, right?
Mm,
And once you think it is one color, it comes in it's like a totally different color, a totally different shape. Now this one right here
mm,
is the bad boy Rizzy.
yes.
I do like this one. This is kind of fun. I was like, that's without a bad boy. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you really not. But talk about
No.
this one. What made you kind of get into what you wanted to say when you're on your journey back home?
So this one is actually referencing Wizkid. Wizkid's a very popular Nigerian artist. Um,
Mm,
I'm sure you've heard a few songs with him. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his albums or work, but he's done a lot of songs with Western artists like Drake and everything.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyways, Wizkid is one of probably I would say my favorite Afrobeats artist.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so after producing this instrumental, especially with the way the drums are hitting, it's very Afro. It,
Hmm.
kind of the
Yeah.
first thing I kind of started humming over it was like bad boy Wizzy on the beat because um, Wizkid is one of
Yeah.
my bigger inspirations when it comes to Afrobeat.
Mm,
So I thought it'd be
it's a very nice beat.
funny to
Yeah.
build off of that.
Right.
As again, it's part of the journey. The journey isn't
Right.
necessarily straight from Ghana to
Ha! You
Jersey.
taking a
It
break?
takes a lot of stops in between around the world.
Right, right, right. And you definitely, with the whole album, we could take a pause here and talk about the album cover and to touch on what you just said with this song that we're listening to. The album cover, the album cover, when I was asking about it, just kind of share
Hmm.
because now we're actually live. Your
Yeah,
concept of it. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
The
So
from everything. Yeah.
um, I described this album as a journey from Accra to Okap and everything in between. So that is why on the album cover you see I got a suitcase on my back. So I'm
Yeah.
headed on my journey, and then the shorts they represent
For me,
Ghana.
Caribbean.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
Ghana, okay. Ghana.
Yes, the shorts represent Ghana. They're a kente pattern, which is from
That's
the
right. That's
Ashanti
true.
tribe of Ghana.
That's true.
And then the umbrella is essentially the Haitian flag on the umbrella. So that represents Okap. The shorts is Ghana, and the suitcase is the journey.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love it. And the umbrella overall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The umbrella is the Haitian flag.
Mm. Now, what made you pick the background of the color? Is it a story to
Good
that?
question. Um,
Thank
Honestly, I have like 6 or 7 different colors in the background,
you.
and this is the one I went with. I think it's less about what color the background, at least for me, it was
Yeah.
less about what the background is and more about made at least
Picture.
me and the umbrella and the shorts pop more. So whatever took less focus more from the background and made it pop more is kind of what
It
I
did.
wanted to go for. The background got a bit
Yeah.
distracting, but the background doesn't match really anything in the picture. It means you're just focusing on the picture. At
You
least
did a
that's what
great
I
job. Yeah, you did a
think.
great job. I just like asking everything if I can what
Yeah,
connects. 'Cause pretty much it has a reason for it, but it does
yeah,
draw you in. It doesn't take out because can't see like a yellow. I'll be looking at yellow or looking at the blue, but it does
yeah,
make you like, wow, that's a unique picture. What's the message behind that? And to have the umbrella, which umbrella can symbolic so many things. So I'm so happy that you share that. And then with your backpack, and then like you saying with the shorts, which is normally you go into the Caribbean. That's what I feel like when I listen to most of your songs on your album. But you write with the patterns, like, oh, it's like Africa. That's Africa. And you did say that this is some of the beats that you wanted to express in your interview back in November of last year. Now this song here, this talk is called Waiting. What made you come up with this one?
yeah. Waiting is one of the first songs I made. This was probably 3, 4 years ago.
Wow.
Um, and I
Fine
had done
wine.
I'd done kind of the chorus and the first verse.
I knew you was in the
And
chorus. I knew. I like Joshua singing in the chorus too. You do a chorus
yeah,
and the lead. Amazing. You're
yes,
so talented. You're an
thank you,
artist. You're a true artist.
and much appreciated. Yeah, and then I
Much.
sent this to my friend I actually made in Ghana, K
Oh,
Mensa, his artist name,
Kamensa.
um, and he gave an amazing second verse on that. Um,
Mm,
which inspired me to finish it out. But yeah,
yeah.
I think this one's very much more in it's called Amanpiano bag, which is out of South Africa. It's kind of taken over a lot of pop Afro music, but
Mm,
the big thing about I'm on piano, it's all about the feeling. And Afrobeat in general, it's all about the feeling that it evokes in you.
Right, right.
But like you said, sometimes you're listening to the words to really understand what I'm talking about. But also sometimes you're just lazily listening to it and letting the feeling
Right, right.
guide your emotion or guide your day or guide whatever's going on. And if the feel if it doesn't evoke a positive spiritual feeling in you, then it doesn't really matter what the words are saying. And I find that
Right.
especially true in Afro music. If it doesn't evoke the right feeling, it doesn't matter what you're saying. Nobody's gonna want to listen to
Nobody's
it.
gonna want to listen to it.
Exactly.
I'm
So
gonna play it up.
this one I was really trying to lean into that this kind of evokes. Um, and then that's what got me playing on the concept of waiting on you, essentially.
I'm gonna play. I want. He was singing. I'm gonna raise this a little bit so people can really get parts of it. Hold on, one moment. Let me turn it up.
Yep.
Waiting, baby, you know that I'm chasing ya. You know that I'm chasing on you, baby. Baby, I am crazy for you, my little lady. I'm sure you hear it.
You have a great ability how you do your lyrics.
Come, let's explore the world. I'll show you where, my girl. Getting you alone while they hitting up our phone, but I leave them at the tone.
This is something you can jam to. When I first was listening to it, I feel like this is something you can jam. And I'm glad, so happy that you released it during the first quarter of this year because it's like people can get ready for the summertime. This is something you can jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So definitely for
Yes,
me.
definitely.
I can listen to the whole album. I don't like Queens or whatever. It's like I said, music is energy.
Wherever you go, my baby
Yeah.
girl.
Is that the one from Ghana? Is that him?
Whenever
Yeah.
you come, my
This is
baby
the
girl,
guy
I'll be
from
waiting on
Ghana.
you. No matter where you go, there, my
Kind
girl,
of waiting,
I'll
y'all.
be
Y'all got to
waiting
get
on
it.
you.
Don't wait on it.
And I'm gonna wait, hope you waiting on me today. Miss my boy,
Is he on your Aqua Nights? Is that the same one? Oh, that's, you know what I heard. I gotta tell the judge. I gotta give him. If he might have been on one of my very well. And you have another one with a female. She did really good too. So now let's go to. We're gonna go to this other one, the setup 6 here. Let's talk about this one. Now this one you
Yes.
come out with, to me, I can't even say it's like R&B.
Mm.
I don't know what it is. You just coming out with a different genre, but I love it. It's a nice, very smooth type, like sipping wine, real slow, to enjoy the taste of it.
Exactly, yeah. So this one is it's called Kembe La Consa, that is in Haitian Creole, and this is Haitian compa. It's a genre from Haiti, and
Yeah.
I did it with Haitian producer Zazu Beats. Shout out to him for the instrumental on that one. And yeah, I really wanted to do a proper compa song in Creole on the album to kind of tie in the whole thing, Accra to Okap, right? Yeah.
Now, were you also speaking or singing French, or was that what the language that you just told me to sound like it?
There are a few French lines in that one, and
I
also
knew it was
in
something. I might couldn't
Disconnected.
identify the other ones, but I knew it was more than one. Like, oh, he even speaking in a
Yeah.
different language. It's so cool.
Yeah.
You get people. You're gonna get like, you know, when you go to like a outdoor party or whatever, and you have this table and it's full with food,
Yeah.
and that's what I feel with your album is. You give so much in each of your songs, and then the artists that you brought on as, you know, a feature, they give it all. They're not overstretching. They just come in. It's just like, you know, it's what you want when you collaborate with people as a team, and they give all of it. Ooh, I love this song right here. I love all of them right there. It always make me that. And see how you just change it up, your accents, but really your album is like a feast for kings and queens. And you know I know about kings and queens. It's so much to do because each of the songs with the beats I ain't got a chance to ask what some of the instruments that you use
Mm,
is so differently. Like you just come up with a whole different instruments to
mm,
kind of like you merge. I mean, I don't know because you're gonna probably tell me a little bit about it here, but it's as if you're just using different instruments and with your editing skills. I mean, you just like I said before we started this, I said you like a scientist. Because when you're in the laboratory, you're testing different things and you can use the usual because that's what usual people do, just to get it
yeah.
out. And then how
Mm,
you confirm that by saying like waiting, and then you talked about the other one that, well, really, I started that journey for that song a while ago.
mm,
So you was perfecting the
mm,
recipe. And then just
yes.
like now, listen to that background right there. I love that. I listen to everything because that is the composition of the final that I'm digesting, that
Mm,
I'm embracing my mind and my spirit with. And you just do a wonderful job merging. You made me want to go back and take notes. I'm new to this music thing. I'm just in it because I'm just trying to promote my brand and my dream to make my book a movie. But you
yeah.
helped me to I might need to go back and kind of take me some notes. Maybe I need to do something, throw some put something together because it's so unique. You like an artist as well. And here is
Mm.
Aqua Nights. Every time I listen to that, it's like it's nighttime and I'm in Africa and I'm jamming. You don't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
This is the guest. What's his name again? He's from Ghana.
Yeah, there's two artists on here.
Won't you bring it closer
Two
to
Let me turn it up.
features,
Sorry.
K
me?
Mensa from Ghana and
Carry me,
Kwame
carry
Ken
me,
from Ghana.
Say that name one more time. I lowered it for we can hear. What's their name
K
again?
Mensa from Ghana and Kwame Ken is the second feature from
Ooh,
Ghana
they
as
did a
well.
wonderful job for you on
Sure
this.
did.
That's him right now. Let's go. Ooh, we put a little bit of. I can do all right, people. Let me show you how it's really done. Ah, love it. Because you can't really, to me, I can't really categorize some of these genres that he's doing. Is so different. I don't know how to say it. It's just like wine. People that really know wine,
Definitely.
right? And then so they
Definitely,
take
yeah.
their time. That you agree, yeah. And that's how I'm describing it. But that's how I feel when I'm listening to these songs.
Yes. And I love hearing
And
how they
merged
interpret
together. Right,
the beat and rhythm because obviously they grew up with Afrobeats. I was introduced to
right,
it. It's
right.
it's
Oh,
like the
they did
difference
a
between learning a language later in life and being fluent in a language. A part of their spirit. So hearing what they do on it always inspires me as well. When I finish it
right.
up, it's always
They did a
so
wonderful
exciting
job.
to hear.
Yes, you got to be proud of yourself. I mean, I know you already had like 2 other releases, but you're doing it. You're doing
Thank
it,
you.
and
Yes.
you're a master. But
Thank
if
you.
you really, I mean, people go back, I want y'all to check on his album. You're not have to oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? The lyrics are on
Yeah.
point, it's on beat, everything is professionally done. The
Yeah.
creativity is through the roof. And I'm not just saying it for listening on my podcast. I'm genuine, I'm consistent. And I'm very particular with music. I ain't never really had no artist, music player. Like I'm very particular with my beats that I play on my podcast show. I
Mhm.
gotta feel good about it, good energy. So I'm so honored to have this in my podcast show. Look at that. Make you wanna dance. And
It's an
look, this
honor
is
to be
rapping
here.
out. Yeah, to hear you rapping. Look at this. Listen to this, y'all.
I'ma always put my people on the map. This time we going from Accra to Okap, starting the tro and ending the top. Some of y'all don't understand, we'll get into all that one. And I'm not like your boy CC when he crossed the Atlantic. This time it's romantic. They really never thought we'd make it back. Year of the return, I'm back in the motherland. Bird's eye view, call me Captain like Jack. Don't care to be him, but don't test me like I got the strap. First Black Republic, Haiti put us
Bopping
on
over
the
here.
map. Pan-African, man, I'm for everybody.
Get it, Joshua.
You already know.
You did it.
Thank
See?
you.
Now this is I Like It song. So
Yes.
like your rap, I mean the different verses that you did is like you can really tune into what you're saying. Then you surprise
Mm.
people and you make it like almost like a joke. Or I get all into that. And I was just laughing when I first heard that. So you lived up to the title of your album. When you say
Mm.
I really want to take you on a journey. Y'all, trust me, you're going to be taken on a journey from the beginning of his music to the end. And he did 12. You know, in numerology, 12 is the number of God. So I even like that too. I mean, I go deep. That's just how I am. But nevertheless, it's a spirit compilation. When you were doing that duo song with the female, you don't got to, I don't have to cringe about it. I can listen to it and like, oh, okay, I like that too. You know, what you and her was singing about and what have you, getting together, connecting. Your other songs, you can correct me if I'm right or not, but it's like you're talking about some of your lyrics about the history of each place. And then you kind of like, you know, and you don't give too much of it. It's just like you a chef, a scientist chef. Like you sprinkle some seasoning on it, on the food that you're presenting, which is the song. So I just think that is so deep, so genuine. That means that you're not just pushing out an album just so it can be pushed out. You're actually taking the time so people are listening to it and understand it, that you can actually break it down like you did your cover. I knew it was a story behind it. You might say, oh, okay, it's just the person. I'm like, no, I bet you it means something, you know? And it did, and you broke that down. And it goes with your songs, because each of these songs, and I listened to each one of them, was like something, a new chapter in a book. And then when you get to the chapter and you read it and you think, I think this is going to happen, you come back and like, I got another sound for you. Let's talk about that, because I think it's just a masterpiece, because it's done by a master. You're multi-talented. Some of these instruments, it's not just piano. I think you said, do you play piano? Or you learn? I know you took a lot of music lessons. Go ahead. Talk about the instruments that you use. If you could just talk about a few that you decided out of one of these songs or what have you. What made you like, wait a minute, I don't know what that instrument is, but it sounds so good. And then you overlap, or I guess in your mix. Can you talk about that? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, from a technical production standpoint, there's obviously live instruments I like physically I play, and then there's instruments I program into my keyboard that I produce. As for the live instruments, I can tell you that anytime you hear a saxophone in the background, that's me actually playing the saxophone, which is always fun.
Yes,
especially
I know it.
For music, we love the sax. And then there's a lot of, for instance, in this song, it's kind of hard to point out, but anytime you hear like a guitar sounding thing or a little guitar riff, it's me playing a ukulele actually, and I've changed it in my production system to sound like either an acoustic guitar in the background or like an electric guitar riff. So those are the kind of live instruments I enjoy playing, and then the rest I love coming up with like synthesized sounds. Exactly what you're saying. When you hear a sound and it evokes something in you and you can't really tell exactly what it is. I love that feeling myself. I know when I hear a song and it's like it scratches an itch that I didn't know I had. I love creating sounds like that.
You did quite a bit, and it's almost like a symphony. So I love orchestra music, but it's similar to me in a way of how, like, the conductor slowly bring in another beat, directing the people that plays the instrument, and then he'll move, or how he move his hands. He's basically, it's almost like strings of music, and so he's touring the strings. That's how I'm describing as a conductor, leading an orchestra. So in your music, it's the same, but you're doing all of that. Just like you just said, that you create your own beats, you use live instruments. I knew you were. I'm like, this is just a lot. I know he's doing it, and then merging into So you definitely are artist. So I can't say enough about your album. It just shows true talent, true honest talent. It shows your spiritual connection to, I don't know why this is coming out, to earth, to the universe. And when you talked about in your first interview here on my show about, how you were surrounded by music, your family, everything, it showed in this album. I was like, oh, he was telling the truth. And I'm so happy that you kept to your talent. Some people, they want to kind of chase what everything is going, what's out there. But actually, that's not the path, because when God give you a purpose, if you follow the purpose, trust me, that's it. If you look at all the famous people, particularly music, because it seems like to me, music is your heart, it's your soul, it's your being. You're part of the purpose of bringing in that new music. You go super into the heavens because the light will shine because what you created was on purpose and the talent. You use your talent so well. Like, I mean, you're really giving us a feast. It's like I feel myself like on the beach, invited to your beach house party, and you didn't cook all this food. You know what I mean? Even good dessert. Yes. If you had to pick one of these songs, which one would they be?
If I
I
had
know
to
that's
pick
hard. Yes,
a
you got to pick
favorite,
one. Yes, just one.
that's very hard.
I
But at the
know.
moment, I would choose Accra Nights.
Ooh, you know what? I love that too. That was the first one I
Yeah.
started listening to, and then I listened to your cover song.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I listened to both of those like a long time, and then that's when I was. It's good. You get people hooked. So I was hooked
Yeah.
on Aqua Nights. I couldn't let go because I kept visualizing myself in Ghana.
Yeah.
And you know, I love Ghana. That was where
Yeah.
W.B. Du Bois moved to. You know, I love W.B. Du
Yeah.
Bois in history. But yeah, he
Yeah.
went to Ghana at the end
Mm.
of his, yeah. But I love all your songs. And it's hard to kind of stop listening to it to go to the next one. Particularly when I got to Argentina. Oh my gosh, I love that. What
Yeah.
made you come up with it? And I love how you said that you did rap, but it's like a different type of rap. I don't know. I'm not really a connoisseur of rap, but when you had said
Sure.
the verse and you had brought in, and I'm gonna mess up his name, but he's a famous soccer player.
Yeah.
And
Messi.
yes, it is. I be like, well, you
Yeah.
don't know Messi. I know. I just, it's live, y'all. And it was so funny how you plug that in, and then you kept
Yeah.
going and going. It's like you almost like you're a boxer. Like you go in like, okay, well, I'll do it. Yeah, da 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 da. Next thing you know, you give a left hook. Like there you go,
Yeah.
right there, and knock the person out. That's how some of your songs are, cause you don't see it coming. But what
Mm.
made
I
you
like
come
that.
up with Argentina? Yeah, what made you come up with that? I love that song. Oh my gosh, the beat,
Yeah. I appreciate
everything.
that. That one I made with
Yeah,
producer Ose. Shout out to Ose. I met him in Vancouver, where I'm from, and
that's right.
he's from the Congo,
Oh
DRC,
wow.
I believe. And
Yeah.
yeah, when I kind of started with that song, I usually start by vibing over it. I let the beat kind of give me the melody and give me the first few words, and then when I started making the allegory with Argentina being the world champions in soccer, which I love soccer, but then also using that as an allegory of saying like, me and you, baby, we can be the champions in our lifetime. You know what I mean? So
I love it.
I started to kind of make synonyms between like soccer and like relationships and like
Yes.
Argentina, like actually traveling there, because again, this is a journey. So
Right.
I referencing things in Argentina.
You did
Um,
an awesome job. I love the lyrics.
thank you very
It's
much.
so on point. I love the beat. I'm almost listening to that like
Yes, the
all
beat is
day,
great.
Joshua. Oh, the beat is great. Who came up with the beat? Did you come up with the beat, or I think you said a producer. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's Ose. Shout out to Ose for the
Jose.
beat.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Yes, I love the beat. And your lyrics are so on point. The style and the vocals sound so good. You have, like, if all your songs have a different type of rhythm, but at the
Mm,
same time, it's all connected in what you're saying. Just like you said on the journey. So you'll fly to one city and we're there for a couple of days, and you fly to another city. So it's got to, because every city, every place that you travel to has a different vibe, has a different energy, and you're able to
definitely.
capture that in each of your songs. And Argentina, that's really to me nailed. It's almost like an R&B song like we do in the United States. We'd be jamming to it, but it's
Mhm.
different because there's something about it, and it could be the beat and how you tone. Because to me, like I'm learning music. You got to correct me on this, but the music is one part, and then the lyrics is something else to kind of take it to a different level. But if you're really
Definitely.
good, you can still, you both won't overshadow the rest to tell the story or tell the message. And I just think Argentina is just
It's a
one of
great way
those
to
as
put it.
well. Yes, thank you. I'm learning, and I'm so happy and blessed that God has introduced me to you, because you are a master. And I'm not just saying that. And people go through all. I've been podcasting for a long time, and I don't say that a lot. Even if I do.
I'm very humbled. I'm very humbled to hear
Yo,
that.
yes, you deserve it. You need to pat yourself on the back. This is a very, very good album. And you have something for everybody. You have, now we look up the Aqua Nights. It's, look at that. Oh, I gotta see this. I love that beat. I'm gonna play it back. Y'all hear me? I like how when he comes on and then the music, the beat changes a bit. Because like I said, I love vocals. Not to say that was it, but it reminds me of how the conductor will bring in, I don't know, another instrument, and it's kind of unexpected, but it goes so well with it. It's like, what goes well with steak? What goes well with soup? You know what I mean? You got everything. I feel in this one as well. Yes, and your vocals. Yes. Did you say you did like singing lessons too as a child, right?
Actually, no, I've never done singing lessons.
You had to learn it. For what? You need to be teaching it. You basically self-taught yourself. See, that's what the scientists do. They already have the blueprint in their mind. God just, you this and this and all will come together.
I think
I love it.
learning instruments like
that's
help
right.
with
You said you
singing,
did. Yeah.
I learned how to learn music, and obviously the voice is another expression of an instrument. So
Yes.
it's not that it comes easy. I mean, I practice a lot. I do this for my job now, and I've learned so much by doing how to make my voice suit the context that I want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It is like soup to me. Good soup.
Yeah.
Because you can adjust your vocals to the beat. And it's like that, look, how you get into singing. And then he comes in. Look how smooth that was, like butter. Yes, look at that. And it's authentic. Look how that sounds in the background. Mix it very well. Something you can drive with your if you have a convertible, or just have your windows down. It's very nice. It's not jerking or whatever, like all that. It's nice and smooth. Look at that. There's so many different aspects to it. Look at that. And this is the cover song. Look at that beat. Is that the Apple? That's the Afro beats. Is I'm saying it right?
Yeah, this one
got
is
so many. Yeah.
kind of the most like fusion of all the tracks on the album.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Afro, like instrumental with a
Right.
Haitian compa.
Right.
So
Right.
been really done much before. I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah. I don't think so.
I wanted to really both put together for this intro track,
Yeah.
which was Okap. So I was trying to see how I can put elements of your album.
Right. Yes.
And that's, again, that breakdown of here in the middle where it kind of goes to the synthesizer. It's very Haitian compa. Right here. Right?
That is awesome. I mean, it really is.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is that. This is Let It Play. This is that.
If you think I'm brand new, then you must have never knew. I've been outside since way before the flu. What's on the menu? I've been cooking in the studio. Want some food flow, drip like the soup. I'ma always put my people on the map. This time we going from Accra to Okap. Starting the tro and ending the top. Some of y'all don't understand, we'll get into all that one. And I'm not like your boy CC when he crossed the Atlantic. This time it's romantic. They really never thought we'd make it back. Year of the return, I'm back in the motherland. Bird's eye view, call me captain like Jack. Don't care to be him, but don't test me like I got the strap. First Black Republic, Haiti put us on the map. Pan-African, man, I'm for everybody black. You already know.
See how you come in with an uppercut? You like a boxer too. Just what you don't do. That's awesome. You had, I mean, I know you don't have to go through the list, but that song, Aqua, it's like, oh my God, it's so many instruments that you did in that. It's just amazing. You keep people. It's like watching a show, and if you look away, you're gonna miss something. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Well, we're going to. I didn't even get to answer the questions. I got caught up.
No
But I think we was able to cover, particularly your whole album. He has 12 songs on this album. It's available. He released it in February, towards the end of February, the first quarter of the year. Mama, you were saying like this is going to be the actual date. I was so excited for you, and it was right on time. I feel good vibrations about it because it's this pure music that can heal the soul, particularly the Accra to Okap. Say it one more time for me.
Accra to Okap.
Okap. Aqua to Okap. Okap.
The key is to emphasize, like in the West, we emphasize like the first part of the word, Accra to Okap. But pronounce these, you gotta emphasize the second half. Accra to Okap.
Okap.
Yes.
I'm Southern. I'm trying.
Okay.
However, the beats in that heals the soul, Joshua. It heals the soul. It heals the mind. It allows you, the person, to be creative to where you would be listening to this music. To choose that, which is very around, like I said, I love Ghana. It has a special place in my heart. And overall, all the songs that you've done on this album, it's just a masterpiece. It's very professional. How you took care to bring in different people and made the song of the title. Like this one is Bad Boy. The previous one's I Like It. The cover song as well. And took the time to brought. It's like having a dish and you make sure that you use the spices of that country. If you're saying you're going to make an Indian dish or you can make a Ghana dish. So that's very, very thankful. Because I know producing either one song or one type of creative project takes a lot of work. And for you to do this and do 12 is an empowerment to a lot of independence that you can do anything. You put your mind to it and you're on purpose. And this is on purpose. So I don't want to hold up much of the time. I really appreciate you. What do you want to say about your album? If you want to say anything that you want people. Look at this. Oh, I love it. You singing it? Okay, go ahead. What do you want to say before we wrap this up?
Shout out to Romania there. She's the feature. She's from Nigeria. And she's on this song and also on the 10th.
Yeah, she's on the other one too. She did a marvelous job. You have authentic artists, authentic, real. Oh, it's just a masterpiece. I'm gonna keep saying that. But what do you want to do as we wrap this up, this interview, talking about your beautiful album? So humbled that I'm able to interview and go through these songs and go through your creativity and your journey that you're giving us with. What do you want to say?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for all your feedback. Thank you so much for having me on, and I'm so happy to hear that it's like when, like you said, it's like a dish, it's like a feast, and making it, the journey of making that whole feast is its own thing. Very exciting, and that people don't get to see, but to see when people actually get to enjoy it. They get to enjoy the food. I mean, there's nothing that beats that. So to hear that the vibrations in your soul are the right ones, and that it inspires you, and that it sits well with you. It's very humbling to hear, and I'm very happy that was able to be translated. Of course, like you said, an album is not trying to pump my own tires. An album's no joke. And after I did my first album,
no joke.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this again. I'm just gonna stick to singles. But
it's a lot of work.
I had to tell the story. Like once I started on the journey, I realized I had to do it again. And I'm so happy it turned out the way it did. And I think that you described it even better than I could, the journey. So thank you for your kind words.
Welcome. Oh, you're welcome. I'll give you a clap on that. You deserve all the celebration on this. Pat yourself on the back, pour you some more wine, what have you. A lot of people's are gonna love listening to your album and can listen to it and feel so good about life, about language. You even talk saying we might have another interview just to kind of talk about the rest. The language is a whole different discussion. To me, for you to put that in there shows your admiration of the language that you learn and the people, because language is culture. Culture is
Yeah.
humanity. I go deep, y'all know it. Y'all been following me for a while, but it means something. And just like planting a seed, and that's what you did, but you planted 12 seeds. And I say it again, that's the number of God. And so it's just a wonderful. So I got to give you another clap of a wonderful
Thank you.
album that you did. And thank you so much. This is a huge project, y'all, to produce one song. Okay, he did 12, and each bit is this good. And I'm able to listen to the songs. I'm like, oh my God, it feels so nice to do that. Like I can play this in my car, like play it anywhere, just have a good old time. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk about this album. I highly encourage everybody that's listening to go check it out. I have his social links. He's easy to find. He's on Instagram. He's on everywhere. Just put his name and you'll find him. And he's a great, as you can tell, talented artist. You can go back to the first interview. Look at that jam about to come on. I'm about to go because I'm about to dance. I appreciate you, Joshua. You
Hey,
did a
appreciate
wonderful
you too.
job on this. I'm gonna give my own clap up in here. Okay.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to the next meet up. And everybody that's been following me, thank you so much. Do check his album out. You're gonna love it. And connect. All right. I'll see y'all in the
All
next
right.
one. Bye bye.